Hello everyone, Tara here and welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be reviewing this absolutely amazing and stunning figure. So let's get right to it. So obviously this is Newage's Michael, and as you can see on the top, Michael 53, and of course it's a third-party take on Omega Supreme. And now starting from the box, obviously this is an absolutely amazing and retro style front photo they have, and I love what they've done here. And as you can see on the bottom left you have the base mode, and on the right you've got the figure itself. And if we turn it around, you have a posing of the figure and of the base underneath. On the top you've got another two poses of the figure itself, looking absolutely amazing, I gotta say. And it's a pretty shiny box again, as you can see with the light. I mean, definitely looking very G1-ish, and I gotta say I love what they've done with the box. Enough with the box, so let's take a look at the actual figure itself. So taking a closer look at the base, obviously it's pretty simplistic, very G1 looking, and as you can see I've opened up the little runway here of the missile. Unfortunately when you open it up you can see some part of the actual robot arm in there. But nonetheless, this thing is definitely looking very good. And of course, that little tank there is absolutely fantastic. I love the color, very simple, very G1, but that's all it needs to be. I mean, this is a G1 version of Omega Supreme, what more could you ask? Oh, and of course, look at this thing go! Yeah, it does get stuck at some points, but for the most part, it does work. Come on. And it's very, very noisy, I gotta say. So obviously, this thing does work, and if you open up this little panel here, you have a certain, weird type of batteries that go in. Nonetheless, this thing does work, so that's pretty good. Considering that this is a smaller version of the actual Omega Supreme, this thing definitely works, and it's pretty amazing, I gotta say. Simple and fun, that's all this needs to be. So obviously there's not many things you can use for size comparison with this mode, but just for the sake of it, here he is together with Studio Cell, aka Unicron. I mean, yeah, this thing is just small, this thing is massive. It's pretty much the size of an actual football. So here he is with Fury Leader in the truck mode, and yeah, I mean the size is pretty close. I mean, considering that this is basically just tracks, but yeah, I mean pretty decent size. And here he is with Sun Young's Metroplex. I mean, I could transform this into the base mode, but I'm definitely not gonna have enough space to put them both. So yeah, I left him in robot mode. So that's pretty much it about the base mode. Let's get on with the transformation. And there he is, all transformed in his robot mode, Newage's Michael. And I gotta say, this thing looks absolutely amazing, definitely G1. And the instructions for the transformation are pretty clear. And for the most part, this transformation is a blast to do. It's really smooth, really easy, and it's quite fun. So let's take a closer look at that face sculpt. Obviously, he's got this little glass on the front. If you so like, you can flip this up. Definitely very G1-ish faceplate. As for colors, you've got these really G1 style gray, the red, again red for that small ponytail cannon. You got that beige for the wings on the back, that yellow, and for the most part everything is just matte color. There's no metallic whatsoever on him, and you know, I think it's pretty good. It's really G1-ish. If you so like, there's different versions with different colorations. There's even an all-out gold version, and I think that's pretty cool if you want to have different variations of this figure. Moving down onto the chest, you've got some detailing there. Very simplistic, but again, this is very good for this specific character, considering how it is a G1 version. You've got some orange for that tri-claw, and then moving down, more gray, some yellow there for the shin guards, and that's pretty much it for the colors. Again, very simple, very G1, and that's just perfect, to me at least. And let's turn him on the back as well. You've got some really nice detailing there of pipes on the back. Pretty good design. Now this thing is definitely solid, and it's pretty hefty too. Now as for articulation, the head can do a 360. Unfortunately, he cannot move it up and down really, so that's a bit unfortunate, but I mean, you could break the transformation and do this, but it looks a bit bad, so I'll skip that part. As for the arms, this shoulder guard can move up that much. You can open up the flaps as well, and the shoulder can do pretty much a 180-degree bend up and down. You have a full bicep rotation. You can do a, let me close this, you can do a full 180-degree bend on the elbow, which is pretty good, and I like how this die-cast metal piece appears there. Obviously showing off how well made this figure is. And on the arm, on the hand, sorry, you can do a full 360 rotation of the claw arm, and you have two pin joints, one on the bottom and one on the middle of the claw, so pretty decent movement of articulation on the right arm. As for the left arm, you have the cannon, so you can't really do anything with it. You can rotate it, you can detach it also if you so like. And I don't know, are these interchangeable? No, they're not. So I would like to see if they would actually add like a spare part for the left arm, so you can have like a double claw. That would be really cool. But nonetheless, this is G1, so what more would you expect? As for the waist, you do have full 360 rotation, an amazing up crunch, and I like how this looks like a bit of a spine, even though these are the ratchet joints. So that's pretty good. Very clickety there. And as for the legs, you can do a full split. You can move the legs front 90 degrees kick and back at about there. And as you can see, this part can extend on a double hinge to allow for more space on the thighs. So that's pretty good. Bit of a Gundam mechanics there. Now as for the knee, you have a very good bend of 180 degrees. So that's pretty good. Unfortunately, he doesn't have thigh rotation except the small pivot here in the thigh. And going on down onto the foot, you do have a wonderful 90-degree bend, actually pivot on the heel. And you can move the toes up like so. And I love how they've added these little plastic pieces here so that he doesn't actually slip. So articulation wise, this thing is pretty amazing. Obviously this is I would say a masterpiece scale figure, and since I've mentioned masterpiece, here he is next to Transform Elements Optimus Prime. Now obviously Newage is keen on making downscale figures, and for the past couple of years it's been more of a race between these third-party companies in terms of making downscale figures, and they've been selling like crazy. So here he is next to a masterpiece scale figure, and he's a bit taller. Of course, here he is next to Sun Young's Metroplex, which is almost twice the size, of course. And as always, here he is next to Lego's Venom. So obviously he is taller than Venom. Now unfortunately he doesn't have any other accessories. Of course you can open up these flaps here to reveal some really cool missiles. Now I would like to see maybe, as I said, maybe an attachment for the left hand to change it into another 3 claw. That would have been really cool. But other than that, this thing is absolutely amazing. Now to summarize, I've already said this like 15 times. This thing is absolutely amazing. I've got this as a Christmas present and I have not been able to stop playing with it since. This thing has blown me apart. I've been following Newage toys for some time now, and they're doing an absolutely amazing work. So I highly recommend it. This is a 5 out of 5. The only thing I'm a bit sad about is that I don't actually own any other Omega Supreme figures for me to compare this with. So it's a bit of a biased opinion, but definitely this thing is worth the money. I got this for about 160 euros and I did not regret it for a minute. So go out there, buy this. This is definitely one of the best iterations of G1 Omega Supreme, and it's, you gotta have this in your collection. And the fact that it actually works in the base mode is just stunning. I can't really say anything more about this. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, take care everyone. Bye bye.